Oh, it is. What is today? Wednesday?
It is Wednesday.
Wednesday, my dudes.
It's Wednesday.
All right. We're going to play Spider-Man The Heist. With me, John Paquette, the writer of Spider-Man, and Ryan Smith. What is your official title? Game director.
Yeah.
Yes, game director.
Games.
John and Ryan, and then Brian will be here in a second. Brian is, I don't know, I think
He's going potty.
he's got some bowel problems.
It's going to really set him up for a great entrance.
And
I
then
know.
James
Awesome.
is in jury duty, so I'm covering for him, doing my best to sabotage the stream. And if Tim is out there listening or watching, please tweet this so that lots of people can watch us play The Heist. I'm excited for this one.
I feel this pillow. It's nice. and
So
soft.
we're gonna just start from
Yeah.
pretty much the beginning of it. Yeah, have you seen these pillows yet? They're like
Pretty
super
sweet.
soft.
They're nice, soft.
Yeah. They're actually made out of a real black cat that then we dyed it red.
What?
Yeah.
I don't believe you.
So,
All right, let's talk about Black Cat.
Yeah, all right. Black Cat. Now, I've seen the kind of the public reaction on Reddit. Everyone is really into her. But I wonder if everyone is like how far they are into the game, and if they've like seen the plot, if they like the story of it, and stuff like that. If you guys have questions about the plot, now's the time because John's here.
Yeah, I think for me, what was cool about Black Cat is that we kind of teased her in the main game,
Mm-hmm.
and then for the DLC, we're like, we made a list of what characters we want to spend more time with, and I think Black Cat was at the top of that
Yeah,
list.
totally the top.
And so we just started talking about, okay, what kind of cool story, what kind of cool mechanics could we get with her?
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing with Black Cat. You've got something you can integrate with different types of gameplay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Combat with reversals. So we knew we had that, and like just the way she has that like history with Peter.
Mm-hmm.
That was going to be something really fun for the story.
Yeah, and that was one of those. I mean, people always ask us like, what is it like working with Marvel? Do they make you guys adhere to a strict code or anything like that? And so for this DLC, if you haven't played it yet, we do some funky things with their relationship.
Oh, yeah.
Ask some big questions, and they were all for it. They said, that sounds awesome, and it really does kind of tie into, hey, Peter is an adult.
Yeah.
He's in his early 20s. He's active.
Looks like your source was right.
Yeah, like how do we take the classic Black Cat Spider-Man storyline and put it into our world that we built in the game?
And make it feel modern as well.
Yeah.
And then the other thing that we're introducing here for the first time is the idea of the Mafia. And the Mafia is Marvel's version of the Mafia.
I'm so glad that I heard you say it because I've been saying Magia.
Yeah.
Doesn't roll off the tongue that way. Mafia.
Yeah. Mafia.
Magia.
Yeah.
Yeah. 2 G's doesn't equal a soft G usually, but although aren't there some Italian cheeses? Like Reggiano?
Ah.
Is Reggiano like an Italian? Whatever.
I know Swiss cheese. I don't know Italian cheese.
Yeah. So it allows us to when we talk about the Magia, it allows us to have some enemies that have a very unique personality, a look to them, a different way of doing things than regular enemies throughout the game, and it also allows us to have some larger than life characters, and we kind of hint at a couple of those throughout this DLC story.
So Justin is not one for stealth here, or Corey is not one for stealth here at all.
No, I go in guns a-blazing. Because I'm Spider-Man, They need to be afraid of me. I can kick a lot of butt here. And, they have their pipes, their baseball bats, what have you. I have my spider-like powers, so they will fear me. But that's what I like about the game. You can kind of play it the way you want to play it,
So our call to action here, MJ has been researching a story on the Mafia, and she just heard that there's some guys that are trying to get into this art gallery that contains a piece of art that was recently taken from one of the Mafia Dons, I guess he got raided by the feds, and they sold off all of his stuff, and now one of those paintings is inside this museum from the Mafia Don. Mafia Don, by the way, in case you don't know, it's not really somebody named Don. It's like the head of the Mafia.
Yeah.
There's more than one.
There's more than one.
Different families.
Yeah, and in our story, there are 5 different Mafia Dons.
Oh, that's quite a lot.
I know. Well, it takes up a lot to make, a lot of criminal activity throughout the story, and that's something that, is it's kind of hinted at in a lot of Marvel stories, is that there's multiple Mafia families. Sometimes the Daredevil stories kind of play into the Mafia quite a bit. So Wilson Fisk sometimes plays into that.
The drama between the families works in.
I'm gonna check it out.
Can they hear the audio of the game audio?
Yeah, we have it down so that it doesn't come into the mics, but the fans can hear it.
Can read the subtitles too.
Yes.
Which I am doing, so I know what's going on.
Shouldn't there be guards here at night?
This is a cool space. This is a landmark space exterior in the game, and so then we get to go inside. It's pretty cool.
Mocha.
Yeah.
Okay, just hang out over here.
Yeah. So the idea here is Spider-Man is like, hey, there should be some security guards around.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's going on here?
This is strange.
Need a palm print to get in.
I need a palm print.
I'm glad we didn't wait for Brian because he must have fallen into a pit or something. He's down for the count, whatever happened.
Maybe he's yelling at somebody in the bathroom.
As you do.
Yeah.
Good idea.
If you've been on the Burbank Men.
Yeah, we've had some email controversies about our bathroom situation at work.
So maybe he's being
Trouble in Paradise at Insomniac. Okay, I guess I go around this
Gotta have
way.
good manners in the bathroom, people.
There's a shortcut right through that wall. I'm just saying there.
There we go. The chair. All right. What do we got here?
There must be a print on here somewhere.
Looking for
there
those
we go.
prints. There you go.
Scan that
Got a
puppy.
handprint.
So yeah, I remember whenever I play this, I'm like, well, Spider-Man could have just knocked down the door, but he doesn't like to break things if he doesn't have to, right?
No, he's a thinking man's superhero.
So now he's trying to do the right thing.
Partial prints.
Well, Ryan, where should I go? Up here?
Well, first you gotta scan a little bit. Yeah, there's actually more prints than you need in here.
Okay.
So let's see what you can light up. Okay, I can see them. Yeah, they're gonna be on this side. There you go.
Aha! There we go.
More of a dogs playing poker kind of guy.
What do we have here?
I know there's a print on here. Just need to find
Kumquat.
it.
That is a fruit that is. I don't know about you, but I remember when I was a kid.
Oh, there
I
it
was
is.
like, oh, they have a lot of kumquats in Florida.
Might be.
I don't know if that's true.
And I think 12
That's just
true
what's
now.
in my
It's
head
like- I
about
just heard it.
kumquats.
Yeah. Yeah, I never thought about
guards
kumquats as a
move
child.
stuff around like this.
They're not, I'm not totally sure that, like, I don't know, maybe we didn't get those in Michigan. We did not not partake.
Went
Oranges.
all crazy there.
I know about oranges.
Yeah.
But that's not a very good word for a crossword puzzle, oranges.
No, nothing
It's
rhymes
not-
with it.
It's not going to do it.
Oh
4-inch
my
door
God.
hinge does. Sorry.
4-inch door hinge.
Yeah, Eminem. He rhymes orange with 4-inch door hinge. Just saying.
Oh,
He's a master.
Yeah, he is.
yeah. That's true.
Coffee cup.
World's greatest dad. So I'm looking for. Oh, okay, it's just
Rejected. It's just
Green.
a print.
Another one. Cool.
World's most average dad.
Okay.
Uh,
should have enough.
I thought it was interesting. The DLC released yesterday? Day before?
yes,
no.
yesterday.
Well, yeah, yesterday, 23rd.
Okay.
But it was worldwide, so some people had it on our Monday, which
Yeah.
was throwing me for a loop.
Should be
It's
able
pretty
to read
cool.
the
New Zealand,
scan
shout
and
out to New
takes my
Zealand.
data.
Yeah.
Shout out to the UI team too.
Yeah, this is awesome.
They pulled out all the stops
Mhm.
for this.
Ooh.
If I bypass the optics.
Okay, let's see
I can
here.
upload my own data.
So I needed to go to.
Yeah, you're rewiring. You're taking apart the current circuit and you're gonna put it back in so it can route through that handprint that you just created.
Okay.
So you got to disassemble this thing. There's lots of good VO hints that you're not hearing.
Yeah.
I thought it was interesting when I saw that.
Here's how I'm gonna solve this puzzle.
I have played this puzzle a few times.
Yeah, when I saw that the game was released, I decided to go on Reddit to see what people were saying.
Oh, yeah.
And I think there were like 12 screenshots of Black Cat's butt.
Yeah.
You know, but I appreciated that somebody posted a really nice picture of Spider-Man's butt as well. So we have equal butt representation.
Yeah. You know what was funny? I was actually looking in the NBA Reddit because I was looking at the thing with the fight with Rondo.
Oh, yeah,
and
yeah.
Someone had made that. They were like, they should take the meme of Spider-Man pointing at himself,
Yeah.
but with Rondo and Chris Paul.
Oh, yeah.
So then someone drew it, and they drew a big old butt on Spider-Man, and then all the upvotes were about the butt on Spider-Man. And I was
Sure.
like, this is so far removed from Spider-Man. It's like about a fight in the NBA, in the Reddit NBA thing, and yet it still comes back to our Spider-Man. I'm like, I love it. He's everywhere you want to be.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
Transmitting handprint now.
Good job, Ryan.
Thanks.
You're a good puzzle solver.
Yeah.
It helps when you know a little behind the scenes
Yeah,
action on that
yeah.
puzzle. All right. Am I playing? I'm playing live now.
Yeah, go
Let's do
for
this.
it. You can't do worse than me.
We're in.
Oh, there's those security guards that you were looking for, but
Oh,
I
man.
found them.
thankfully they're okay.
They're sleeping on the job.
No signs of a
They were
struggle.
tranquilized.
Oh.
Definitely not Hammerhead style.
Not Hammerhead style.
Hammerhead. Who? It's
So
very
who could have possibly done
Let me
that?
check.
Hi, chat. Chat, I see you guys. Sorry, I was just having a discussion with my pals here.
Well, that's suspicious.
Let me turn it back on and see what they didn't want.
It's hard to read chat and play and talk to the guests at the same time. I usually just do one or two of those things.
And no one's stolen it yet. I need to see
Funny,
something
funny
special
inside
about it.
story about this this painting. It started out as just like a pastoral image, I
Mhm.
believe, and then somebody had the idea, we should make it like sort of look like MJ.
Little red hair.
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you'll see why that how we pay off that little inside joke.
Looks like a pretty normal painting to me.
It is.
Who came up with the Maria, the name
Valuables
the
left in our
Maria?
museum.
What's that about?
So why is the
I don't know
Magia
who
so
came
worked
up
up
with
about
that.
this?
Is it that Santana song?
Someone's coming.
The West Side Story, Spanish Harlem.
Whoa.
I don't think so. Holy cow! Oh my God, people are coming in.
That's more Hammerhead style.
Looked like my mom was driving that car.
So this painting is something people want, and now they're like, oh, they got the blast doors came down. Now we're gonna need to find another way to get in there.
Behind security glass. Hey, tell Frank we're gonna need to break out the big guns.
And Spider-Man's like, got some trouble here. So now if this were Corey,
MJ.
he would
I believe the guns.
Yeah,
would be
3 guys
blazing.
would be down already,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
the other 10 or 15 would all know my position.
Yeah. And I know how Ryan likes to play. He can take guys.
He wants a perfect playthrough.
We'll
quietly.
see. I don't think it's gonna happen.
Watch Cody read this message. See, there's no Cody. He did that on purpose. He knew that I would read it if he misspelled my name as Cody. How come I got a credit in the DLC? What do you mean? Doesn't just our normal credits play after the game, like from the main game?
They do, I believe.
Yeah, I mean, we made sure to get people who worked on the DLC. We got new actors and everything
Mhm.
in there, so
Okay.
they're all in the credits too. So we updated.
Oh, so there's updated credits.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
But-
Well, I worked on the Daily Bugle newspapers
Mhm.
and some of the mission screenshots and stuff like that. So I definitely did work on the DLC too. Ooh, someone wrote like a
Did I get him?
paragraph diatribe here. Let's see.
I want this guy. Where'd he go?
Oh yeah, you want to do the vent takedown?
I do. I desperately want to. Come here. I can't.
The vent takedown is like one of my favorites, and I would love to
All
know
right.
the genesis of that because ever since we first had it,
Oh, that was close.
like in
Oh,
Fist.
they got you.
I don't think that was the first time we had a vent takedown. I think it was like in ESU, wasn't that when we were making that mission?
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
we came up with the idea for the vent takedown, and it's just so satisfying.
It really is, yeah.
Literally didn't
All the
see
stealth
that
takedowns are pretty fun. And yet, I still don't do the stealth mostly out of impatience, but I do like it.
Oh man. Oh, I can take him. That was me yet. There you go.
Boom.
Oh, there's dudes up there.
So
we got these throwables in here too. Where'd they go? There you go.
the chat is asking about the timeline of when Peter and MJ broke up, and then when Peter thought he possibly could be the father of Black Cat's child.
Sure. Spoiler alert for anybody that hasn't played
Yeah,
this
I guess
yet.
so.
Yeah, so
Grab what you can.
Oh, they're grabbing stuff.
Peter and Felicia, Black Cat,
I'm gonna get owned.
had a thing
one way out of here.
while
They came in.
Peter was in college. So in the main game, you know that Peter and MJ hadn't spoken for about 6 months, and they were boyfriend and girlfriend before that. But then even before that, you know, they weren't officially a couple. So that's when Peter was, you know, being a single man.
Oh, where's that guy going?
So he was never double dipping, is what you're saying. It
Correct.
was like clean, one at a time, clean breaks.
Oh no, I gotta get that guy.
Okay. He's
I'm
not
gonna-
going behind anyone's back.
I gotta
or
get
anything
him.
like that.
Steal that art.
Oh, you gotta get that guy! Don't let him steal the art!
This part's hard. I remember the first time I played this, I failed.
Yeah, I usually play this a little more leveled up, so I think I'm gonna get owned. That's what I think.
Oh, that's the other thing. We're not very far in the base game on this this kit right here. Yeah,
This
so
is gonna be a good time.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Because, you know, just to...
It's alright, nothing like doing it live.
Yeah. We're gonna do it live!
Yeah, it's fine. Oh, I gotta get that guy.
you can do it.
I
Oh,
Oh,
no!
No!
Yeah.
Double no. He's gone. He's gone, everyone. Maybe not. Oh, I got him!
good enough.
Web bomb for the win.
Usually
I don't want that
when
to happen again. I need to go.
when we're
Change tactics. You'll start to make it all about me.
when
Go,
we're
John.
testing, no, you're trying to. This is really.
Riveting.
It is riveting. It's stressful. When we're testing stuff, I don't know about you guys, but I usually like go into the debug menu and level myself up so that I have
Yeah.
all the gadgets and everything. And I'm doing a playthrough of Turf Wars right now, and I give myself unlimited ammo so that I
Yeah.
can use the
Me
gadgets
too.
over
That's
and
how
over
I
and over
play.
again.
So I'm gonna have to play on like normal mortal mode.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh wow, this is quite challenging.
So, yeah, we kind of leave it. Well, I tend to leave it up
who's
to
going?
other people to play it appropriately.
There
People
it
like
is.
Ryan
Yeah.
and our QA department.
Yeah, they're great. Another question: how old is Black Cat?
That's a good question. We don't actually say in the game how old she is.
And nor should we. That's
Yeah,
can't ask a lady's age, right?
sure.
But anyways,
How about in
Oh.
cat years?
Use your power.
I don't want to. Fine. Also, don't want to die in here.
How come in the first clip we saw of the heist, Spider-Man had 222 health? Well, because I captured the footage and I probably had cheat codes on or something. Simple answer. There you go.
Yeah.
Because I
Oh,
used
nice.
the debug options. The machine gun guys are really hard because they don't... Do you have like buttons broken on your keyboard or something? You're spelling things strangely. They don't have the same weakness as the base brutes. Yeah, those guys with the minigun, they are quite
Yeah,
hard.
we want to give you a new challenge with those guys. We want any enemies that we add, we want them to have something to change it up. Now they're pretty hard, but they have a timing thing to them, and you should be able to see when you can hit them.
Peter, you there?
So, what is the official name of that enemy?
A lot of art
I think
to
it's
put
the
back
minigun.
on.
The minigun? Okay.
Yeah, minigun
'Cause-
brute.
This could have all been a
Yeah, I had been referring to him as a minigun
I'll head
brute.
back.
I think that's what we ended up.
The glass
But like, I have confusion about what exactly is a minigun and a chain gun. So a minigun is like Terminator 2 or Jesse Ventura and Predator. Like that's a minigun. But then a chain gun, does that mean it's like if it's belt fed, the ammo or something? I don't know.
No, that
I
sounds
thought they were like kind of the same thing, like in Doom. I thought that's a chain gun, but that's basically the same thing as a minigun.
Yeah, I have no idea. I'm not a ballistics expert. I know what a Gatling gun is.
Oh.
So a Gatling gun, that's made by like John Gatling or whoever, and is the cowboy thing where like they
Then you crank it?
crank
Yeah.
it. That's like the precursor to the minigun.
Been working out.
Oh,
I just got a shout out to Erica Lindbeck here.
So,
She's
you swinging
she's great.
solo now?
Oh, yeah.
She had a lot of fun
a lot of
doing all these things on the mocap stage,
Curious.
Yeah, I hear that's bad for cats. Why don't you tell me why you're really here?
and her voice
I was
is
just
amazing.
waiting for the right moment. Look behind you.
Her and Yuri
Oh,
have a good chemistry.
jeez.
Boom.
Whoa!
I like how she just watches and makes him do all the work.
Oh, in the face!
Oh man,
Someone,
that was a lucky shot. Oh, that was nice.
That was nice. I don't think I've ever seen that move before.
Does Peter have a thing for girls with ponytails?
That's a great question. I'm not really sure.
It might just be that Sable just hates him. And if she liked him, he'd be like, okay, yeah, let's date, but she's just not having it.
Maybe we have a thing for girls with ponytails.
Oh, yeah.
Because apparently our women characters have ponytails.
Well, some of them do. I mean, Yuri doesn't.
the animators had to do so much work on the ponytails
I know.
given work in this DLC. So.
Oh yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
The shots that we used of Black Cat in the trailer, the teaser trailer, they were the last ones to go in because of all the extra work necessary for the rigging and whatnot.
Yeah, because we had to use like physics, and we had
Oh!
to use custom animation. It was pretty crazy.
Ponytails are hard.
Yeah.
Hair in general is hard.
Check out these. I love these little balloon thingies.
Oh wow, that's a priceless work of art that
It's
some
fine.
artisans spent
Everything
years of
is
their
fine.
life making, and then
It's
just
totally
destroyed
fine.
it.
It's modern art. It's supposed
Yeah.
to be appreciated in a variety of different ways.
No.
It's art within art because it's some artist here at Insomniac slaving away working on that thing, and they're making art that some other artist
I don't have all
like
my
in the game
skills,
world
you
made.
guys. It's gonna be impossible. No.
Is it possible to replay the DLC? I just finished it and would like to replay it with the UK suit. Oh, there should be a way. It's not immediately intuitive to do that. I feel like there should be a way.
It's. I think you have to start a new game plus, and then it opens up the sort of the same way.
Oh, okay.
So there's no straight replay button or anything like that.
Okay. Well, there's your answer.
I think that's right.
Key Prime likes Justin better than me.
Oh. I need to use that suit power, I think.
What's your favorite suit power, Ryan?
I gotta admit, Battle Focus is pretty sweet. What else we got? Spider Bro. I like to do. You got Spider Grown with the gadget, and you got Spider Bro. I like that. Pretty fun. He's yeah.
Oh, little friendly fire there.
I like using the advanced suit focus boost. Just because I like getting a lot of finishers. you
Yeah,
know?
finishers are awesome.
And so
Ground
I'll
pound.
And-
find myself
yeah.
always doing that.
I tend to use the focus for health because I'm always dying. So.
There's that too.
Mhm. Between MJ and Felicia, which character do you like more? Oh, they're asking. Okay, let's ask each person.
Sure.
Yeah. All right.
Which character do you like more?
Yeah.
Like in what way?
The way they're asking it, I think they mean like, if you're married with kids, right? So
yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, I have a girlfriend, but
doesn't mean I don't.
hypothetically, yeah. Hypothetically, if you are like some single dude living in Marvel's Spider-Man New York, and you're walking down the street, and then you kind of bump into someone and hit it off with them, and then start dating, who's it gonna be?
Black Cat is temptation, right? She's always like everything that is like what Peter and Spider-Man can't be.
And I think that's what one of the reasons that he's drawn to her is because he can see the good in her, and he knows that she could be a really powerful hero, but she just chooses to do bad things, right?
Yeah.
And
he's
so
he's always hoping that he'll convince her.
Yeah.
To go straight.
Yeah.
She's wanting what you can't have.
Yeah.
It's kind of the temptation, and
that's what makes her an interesting character. I think is that, you know, she's one of those few characters that she's not really a good guy, she's not really a bad guy. You know, she's just kind of somewhere in between. Most of what she does is for herself. But then in this story, in this DLC, we start to ask the question: what if she had to think for someone other than herself?
Right.
Yeah. She was probably watching
Now,
the
I
whole
think
time
the
was in
interesting thing to keep in mind if you had to make a choice,
there. She didn't.
while she is way more like
Drive hidden in the frame.
intriguing in that she has a secret identity and she does like superhero stuff and all that and swings around.
She's gonna hurt you,
compared
bro.
to she's gonna hurt you.
Gonna
But
betray
also,
you in the end.
MJ is not just like some sort of basic vanilla like boring girl either. Like she does all types of crazy stuff too, going out getting her investigative reporting, you know, and like knocking dudes out, and she's not like someone that's just like gonna just be all boring and
Well, the other thing about MJ is that she's one of the few people that knows that Peter Parker is Spider-Man.
right.
So I think he can get lonely, you know, having to deal with these two personalities,
Right.
These two identities, and you know, having someone in your life that you can share that with is really important. So I think that's
true.
a really, you know, kind of attractive quality about MJ.
It's probably why Beyonce and Jay-Z are together, because they're the only two that can like really get what it's like.
Yeah. You're absolutely right, Corey. Beyonce and Jay-Z.
J. Jonah Jameson, just too late. I'm gonna interrupt him. I think so.
Sure.
See what happens. This crime.
Looks like another car bomb. Which family set it up this time? Hammerhead again?
Probably. Might be more nearby.
Wow, the chat has devolved.
That's your fault, Corey. You brought it up.
Hey, I was answering the question, but I was handling it, you know, with like a maturity, I guess. Yeah.
There is no maturity these days.
Anyway, about the
Spider-Bot!
ooh, Spider-Bot is pretty cool.
Spider-Bot.
Now you can play as Spider-Bot.
Spider-Bot's active.
There's people chatting about the Raimi suit. We have nothing to say about the Raimi suit, so you could just stop asking. We're not gonna answer anything about it.
This was one of those I think early prototypes. I remember in the main game, it was one of the research stations, I think, where somebody put this together.
Look for the blinking
And,
lights and bomb triggers.
And it's one of those, like, the first time you play it, even in like really early janky, like it's all busted kind of mode, you're like, oh, this is gonna be cool.
Yeah.
Like I can totally see how this is gonna work, and be fun to play.
It reminds me of like horror movies when it cuts to the POV of like the gremlin or the critter or the puppet master puppet or the leprechaun. Or like Child's Play.
I want
like
to see
Chucky.
a rat.
It's like
I really
Chucky
like
vision.
when the rats come out and they're like right in my face.
Oh, there's trees around.
Squirrels.
There.
Squirrel.
Squirrel. Yeah, there you
Hurry.
Squirrel with a bomb.
go.
Got it. Now for the last
All right,
one.
one more. I can do it.
You got
I
40
can
seconds.
never find this one. It's like hidden grass.
Do you want me to turn up the sound momentarily?
No, it's
Would that
okay.
help you?
You got it.
Have to hurry.
That nefarious hammerhead is hiding.
Oh, there we go.
Oh.
Trying to start a dumpster fire.
Hammerhead's on a mission. Better keep a lookout for
did
more
it.
of these around the city.
You guys are not cheering.
Way to go, Ryan!
I just had high expectations because you're always so on the money.
All right, Corey, so what other topics do we have? What other
Oh, they said thanks for answering the question, but they favor MJ over Felicia. Okay, what other questions? A question for Justin. How long did the photo mode
Here.
take to make? You mean the video for photo mode or photo mode itself? The video for photo mode, Justin put that together pretty quick. Like
Sure thing.
a week or something, right? Like you just busted that thing
Keep me
out.
busy while I wait to hear from MJ. That needs
Photo
to be
mode
something
itself,
crazy.
that was also something we put in pretty late in development.
Yeah, I mean, it was something that I think a lot of people wanted to do. It was just one of those that, you know, we had a lot of work to do.
Yep.
And,
Yeah.
you know, kept kind of getting pushed off. And
Yeah, the team was really passionate about it though. They thought it was going to be a really cool opportunity, and they put so many of the neat touches that it turned out really great. Super happy.
I'm just super happy that so many people are using it. Like,
Yeah.
like I didn't imagine that it would be as big of a hit as it is. You know?
It's probably the best photo mode since Pokemon Snap, which was like a game about taking photos.
Yeah.
When will you reveal the date of Turf War's release? Well, it's November. How's that for you? That's a date, kind of.
Didn't we reveal the date already?
No, I think
think
the
so.
latest is that we're not revealing the date in case any shenanigans happen and then people get upset. So like
Okay.
until it's like 100% like okay, it's locked in, even if like someone gets food poisoning, it's still coming out this day. No stopping it. Then we will say, but until then, it's November.
That's weird that you say that because there was a moment earlier today where I was like, I feel like I'm gonna puke, and then
Ugh.
I didn't.
Well,
And
I'm
I was
glad
like,
you didn't.
all right.
Although sometimes,
Don't puke on camera.
I believe this is like Wayne's
Need
World
that
philosophy,
right
so
now.
take it with a grain of salt. But
Where we
like
going?
sometimes
Where we
you just need to hurl,
Sometimes you just need to hurl.
and then
Yeah.
you're over it. Then you get better afterwards.
I'm not good at hurling though.
Oh,
I'm one of
really?
those people that I'm a really bad hurler.
Resources is
How do you
kind of my
be a
specialty.
good hurler?
I
Well,
don't want to know this.
yeah, I'm one of those people that like,
This tower too.
if I think there's like some you know, like I think it was President Bush has that thing where like if he throws up, he passes out.
Oh wow.
I have.
Where it just like is overwhelming to your senses and stuff.
I think what it does is it like constricts your blood vessels in your neck or something like that, and,
I see.
and then I don't get enough oxygen to my brain. So my wife is very used to it by this point. Whenever I'm ill, you know, she's there, ready to handle things. You know.
Well, you gotta study that Linda Blair scene in The Exorcist and like get some tips on how to do that projectile style.
Wow. This is not where I thought we'd
I
go
know.
today on the stream.
I know.
We're going to new heights and new lows. So I'm on a collectible quest right now. It's happening. Got the download from Detective
Detective
Mackey.
Mackey. Yeah.
If I find anything.
Yeah, so the story here is that there is a guy by the name of William Hardy that many years ago Detective Mackey was trying to track down this guy and find out you know, where he hid all of his art. And this guy died in prison, and now Detective Mackey, he's about to retire. This is like his one last cold case. He wants to find these pieces of art, and Spider-Man is helping him out, swinging around the city looking for these things.
Now at this point, do we know who that
The signal's coming from this power box.
the former
I'm not
Hardy
detecting any
was?
electricity.
Do we
Well,
know?
so we learn, I think, over the first couple of stashes that we find,
Storage tubes.
Ooh.
we learn. I think it's after this one where Detective Mackey
Found a stolen painting. It was
drops
hidden
the
in a
name,
power box.
and Spider-Man says, "Wait, Walter Hardy?
Yeah.
That sounds like Felicia Hardy."
Oh, I see.
Sounds
Yeah.
good. Wait,
Yeah, so he says,
You're
"Sounds
saying
good."
there's a-
Wait, did
there's
you
a
say
thief
Hardy?
by the name of Hardy?
Yeah, original cat's name was Walter Hardy.
It's a little family business.
Yep.
Family tradition.
Walter Hardy, not William Hardy. Yeah,
For the
Walter.
record.
Walter Hardy, the original Black Cat. Felicia Hardy, the Black Cat that I know.
I think all the story of this DLC is very good. Well, thank you, Aaron. We're
Thank
glad
you,
you
Aaron.
do.
Way to go, John.
Yeah.
Way to go, everybody.
Everyone's a storyteller.
Yeah.
Peter, the police scanner just reported an active shootout around Hudson and North Moore.
Isn't that area controlled by the Mafia?
Yeah, whatever Black Cat stole, it might have just triggered a gang war.
John, what was
On my way to check it out.
like a big
Any other updates
risk
on
or something
the-
out there that's kind of like atypical that you wanted to do on the DLC that you got to
Word
do?
is, Hammerhead
Well,
has
I
a
think
gun, and the Mafia families are freaked out about
since
it.
we've already talked about spoilers, just the idea that
Why she's working for
Peter
Hammerhead.
and Felicia had gotten together, and that she has a son.
Felicia, huh?
I think that was a big topic of conversation early on. But for me, what was cool about it is that it made her her motivations throughout the story really,
The stakes.
yeah,
They're
the stakes
real.
were high.
Yeah.
But there was also a ticking clock, right? Like
Yeah.
like she had to get her son back, and it gives her a real grounded motivation for what she's doing, and it also kind of brings out her claws, so to speak, when she gets upset at Hammerhead for kidnapping her child. It's like, all right, I gotta do whatever I can to get this stuff back. So it kind of plays with the idea of she's a good guy, she's a bad guy, she's a little bit of both. But we wanted to have moments where you were playing with her, alongside her. So in the beginning of the story, it's, oh, she's back to her old ways, she's stealing stuff, she's a bad guy. But then you learn why she's doing this stuff, and then you're like, wait a second, I think she needs my help. Maybe if we team up and work together, then we can get her son back. So, that I think was the most exciting part of this story for me.
It is pretty cool, and I love characters like that where they walk the line and they're kind of like an anti-hero, and you're rooting for them, but you know that there needs to be some justice. Like, they can't go doing what they're doing. Someone needs to try to stop them, and it's not going to work out well, but you still feel for them. It's like my favorite type of character.
Yeah, like Bill Roseman always says, the best Spider-Man villains are the heroes of their own story. And so you have to think that they're coming from a place that seems right, and it's just they're not quite right. Felicia doesn't mind breaking the rules a little bit more than Spider-Man does, but she has a real motivation. For me, the riskiest thing, like there's a chase later in there, and the question was, can we take that chase somewhere that's not just on the streets? And I think the team really pulled it off, right? We go into the subway, we go through the marketplace, and like putting those things together and getting all the mechanics working and stuff. That was one of our big gameplay things.
Yeah, that train sequence is awesome. And it shows like another side of New York too. It just makes it feel more like a real lived-in New York. All the variety.
Dodge.
There's an earlier question for Ryan. How do you feel about when content is cut from the game?
How do I feel?
Yes. How does it make you feel? Sleepy, hungry, sad, happy?
It depends. I mean, we cut stuff for a good reason when it makes everything better, right? So, they always say like, what is it like? All writing is rewriting.
Yeah,
but like,
all writing is rewriting,
and editing is so important. So like, we take stuff out because it makes it a tighter story. It makes it a better experience. And yeah, so I mean, sometimes there's ideas that we loved, or and somebody, usually more than one somebody, put blood, sweat, and tears into making it great, right? And getting it along the way. But
Hope it's those new slippers I ordered.
it's also, it helps focus the end product to make sure it's great. So you got to do it. You got to be willing to sort of, just be help prioritize and make sure you're getting the right awesome stuff.
All right, now I'm really interested to see you succeed at this part.
Me too.
I played this part a lot when I was capturing stuff, and it's just like,
You're going down.
Oh, man.
Well, that guy has his Halloween costume picked out. He'll be Swiss cheese.
Dodge.
I do also want to, I'll talk a little bit about cutting stuff from the game. I think on every game that I've ever worked on, the decision to cut something, whether it be a character or a level or a mechanic or, a single line of dialogue, it's always painful because, as Ryan said, a lot of people work hard on that stuff, and you don't want to see it go. You want to work hard and say, how can we make this work?
Mm-hmm.
But it has always universally made the game better.
Yeah.
And that's for the reasons that Ryan mentioned, that it focuses everything, and I think that's something that I feel like I've learned through experience as a writer, that sometimes less is more, and when you remove things, you kind of get down to the essence of what you're really trying to say, or keep things simple. And I think storytelling in games is it needs to be a little bit more simple sometimes,
Right.
because players play games, they consume the story a little bit differently than they do in other mediums.
Right. That's like the approach we take with all the trailers we make too, is keep it simple and short and sweet. And we look at every single shot and it's like, is this essential? Like, if we take it out, how much do you miss it? Like, can you make it work without that shot? And make it, every single shot is really important in the trailer, otherwise try to get it out of there.
A lot of times the effort to finish it, it's like the first 90% takes 90% of the time, the second 10% takes the other 90% of the
exactly.
time. Right?
Exactly, yeah.
So if you can make those right calls to make it all better, it comes out better in the end, obviously.
One thing I will point out about the minigun guy that I remembered while you were fighting him, for anyone having trouble, I should have said it while it was going on, but he does two main attacks. He'll like shoot across, or he'll shoot up and down. So you have to pay attention to what type of shooting he's doing. If he's shooting across, you have to jump. If he's shooting up and down, you have to dodge. And that's how you avoid getting lit up.
Then hit him right after when that attack cooldown. You'll see like the effects on his gun, and he puts it down because it's so hot, and so that's where you hit him.
Why was the release date always September 7th, or would you guys have rather had more time to incorporate more ideas? I know John said simplicity can be key, but sometimes it's easier said than done.
Yeah, I mean,
we're really happy with the release date.
I think we were happy with it. But it is what we call a forcing function, right? Like it forces you to make those decisions to cut things, because okay, in 3 months this has got to be done, and if we don't cut this now, we're not going to have enough time to polish and fix all this other stuff.
And if you had no restrictions, you could just noodle around forever, and you kind of want restrictions and deadlines, like, to an extent, so that you have guidance and structure and framework to just get it done and move forward.
Constraints generate creativity, right? Creative problem solving and making those calls.
I love this move.
I love this scene.
You know what this one reminds me of? It's very John Woo. Because he has all these scenes, like in Broken Arrow, there's a part where Christian Slater and the girl are like tumbling, and then at the last second he pulls out a gun and she pulls out a knife, and they have like a Mexican standoff.
That's so good.
And it's exactly like that moment there. It's so cool.
I love how at the very last shot of that cinematic he webs the statue right there.
Yeah.
It makes me so happy. It's brilliant. Not my idea. Somebody else. Awesome. Boom. So here we're fighting not Hammerhead's dudes, but the other Mafia families.
Yeah, remember we said at the beginning there's 5 different Mafia families. So what we learned throughout this story that Felicia is doing is that she's going and taking these flash drives, these data drives from every different Mafia family, and she's doing her best to steal them. And at first we think it's just for her own good, but then we learn she's stealing them for Hammerhead because Hammerhead wants all of this data, which we learn at the end contains bank records for all the Mafia. So, essentially he's trying to take over all the accounts.
This rooftop. There we go.
Yeah.
You did a pretty nice recovery there. You were
the
one
face.
health.
Well, that's superpower. I gotta admit, battle focus. Once I have a few bars of focus that I've got in my loadout, it's super helpful.
Yeah.
There's some skills that you don't have yet that I'm missing. That's okay.
You got the swing kick though, right?
Yeah. Swing kick's my favorite move of all time. Sorry, buddy. He's fine.
I love when you can swing kick 2 people at once.
Yeah.
And you line it up just right.
I'm gonna thin these guys out. There we go. Anything, something. It's harder to talk and play than I think.
No, it is quite hard.
Ah.
They're saying use Web Blossom.
I don't. Oh, Web Blossom. Oh, that's,
You'd have to switch your power.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's another good one. That was one of my favorites for a while. What's funny is the more I play and play different stuff, maybe my taste change, but like I get into different things.
The thing I love about making games, I'll get philosophical here for a second, is that we work on these things for years, and we feel like, oh yeah, we're the best in the world at this stuff, and then like we release it, and a week later, people are sharing videos of stuff, and we're like, whoa, that person did that? That is pretty amazing. And it goes back to the idea of playing games as a skill that some people have a natural affinity for, and it amazes me every time we make a game to see what people are able to do, take the time to do, but also have the skill to do, that those of us who have been playing it for years, don't have.
Oh no.
So keep posting those awesome videos, guys. It's really fun to watch.
It's crazy.
Makes me wonder what I've been doing for years, why I'm not, as good.
I get worse at video games the older I get. Like my reaction time and my ability to remember all the little... I think like when I was younger, my whole world would be whatever game I'm playing. So like I would memorize every single part of like the menu and optimizing like what moves to do in what order and like what abilities to use when.
Yeah.
And like nowadays, I'm just like kind of more surface level, like very casual. And the depth intimidates me.
I don't have a throw.
Yeah, I'm not sure I would have the patience or the skill to beat Mike Tyson's Punch Out now, but I beat the hell out of it when I was a kid.
There we go.
Same with like Metroid,
That was fun.
Star Fox. I remember beating in a weekend.
Yeah.
Nowadays, I tend to play games on easy, just so that I can get through them faster.
Me too. Yeah.
I like watching you. Reminds me of
Hello, Spider. I should call out to Bobby Coddington, our animation director. One of the things that when we write scenes, we kind of set up the scenario and we write the dialogue, but we don't do all of the choreography for everything. And one of the things that Bobby and Brian Weiser, one of our other anim leads, one of the things they do really well is they come up with ways to make Spider-Man look and feel more like Spider-Man. Like you never really see him standing there and talking to somebody. and they kind of extend that to Black Cat as well. They wanted her to be crawling around and you know, really feel feline. And you know, you'll notice in a lot of the cinematics and a lot of the animations that she does crawl around on the walls just like he does,
Right.
and kind of lean over his back and, you know, kind of play with him.
The way she balances.
Yeah. It's just they've done a great job of portraying her character.
Yeah, the
and
blocking.
physicality and
Yeah,
all
the
that.
blocking and the choreography of all the cinematics with Black Cat are great. I wonder if Brian is still yelling at that person in the bathroom. It's fair to say that's probably what's going on.
Wait a minute.
Not every stream has a mystery, but this one does.
This one does.
You'll never
Yeah.
know.
Maybe he was the one getting yelled at.
And I brought some of my fans with me. Aren't they just the cutest?
Maybe he was the single perpetrator. I know somebody on the email thread said this could all be the work of
Yeah.
one person.
It's like
Which
that's
is-
exactly what you would say if you're trying to throw the scent off the trail that it's really you know. Obviously, you like the attention.
One person
of
who's
talking
obviously
about
not me.
it. Yeah.
All right, so I just got the Screwball call. So this is another blast from the past for the main game. We saw her in a quest where you matched up QR codes, but she's all about getting likes and views and OMGs on her stream.
Internet fame.
Yeah,
Just like all you guys on the internet.
yeah.
You guys are all
us
famous
too
now.
today, right? We're
Yeah,
streaming.
I guess.
We're doing it.
You know, I notched my first big bylines coverage
Um,
of crime fan.
So Screwball is voiced by Stephanie Lemlin, who, if you played Sunset Overdrive, you'll know her as the voice of the player female. She's really fun. She brings a great personality to Screwball. I think Screwball as a character is one of those that's just really fun to write, because oftentimes when I'm writing Screwball stuff, I'll like have a window open where I'm looking up internet memes and, you know, things that the kids are saying on the internet these days, you know, just to try and get like in her voice, you know what I mean?
Right.
Because I don't live that life of being an internet celebrity, but that's really what Screwball is about, just, you know, taken to the extreme. And it's an example of one of those characters that I don't know when she was created in the Marvel universe, but she's a very modern and topical kind of character.
She's like the Brandon Winfrey of Spider-Man.
Exactly.
But working with someone named
He shows up in our chat every once in a while.
Does he?
Yeah.
Hi, Brandon, if you're showing up. It's good to see you. or watch your typing or whatever it is over there. But yeah, she's also fun to have some commentary as you're doing these challenges, and it kind of plays into the idea of doing these challenges. You know, if you remember in the main game, we did the Taskmaster challenges, and he was a good character to kind of give you tasks to do. Screwball is similar in the sense that she kind of fits into that fiction for us to have these challenges and get graded on them.
Well, that's just fun to try to get the perfect score on everything. Someone said they already completed it all in Ultimate.
Really?
Yeah.
Now see, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, that's pretty nuts. That guy lives,
Sorry,
don't worry.
buddy. There he is.
That guy lived too, don't worry. All these people just falling off the edge. We have to assume that they got webbed up to the side of the wall. I'm sure it worked out for them. How do you beat the big, huge dudes with the guns that are immune to environmental attacks and gadgets?
One thing has
You gotta wait for them to be vulnerable.
Yeah, so they have a
wait till their
cooldown.
gun sort of overheats, and they take their hand off of it, and that moment they're vulnerable.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You could also try using harsh language.
Yelling at them. That always works. Throwing the control.
Kick off my brand new show, starring you.
What?
She kind of looks like Speed Racer.
Pretty sure you'll make time for that. 'Cause if you don't, my fans will get angry and people will stop.
No!
I just love reality
She's so happy at being so mean, isn't she?
Clicks.
I'll be live streaming every moment, so don't screw up. Mwah!
Alright, should do one of these. Do one. Yeah?
Yeah, how much time do we have left?
Yeah.
10, 15 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, with Screwball, we really wanted to see like how do we take it to a place where it like pays off her character, what is all about her. So how do we mix up a challenge, something that really makes sense for her, and that's where you get the photobomb moments that we're gonna see in a second, and just a little way to mix it up and change up what you're doing.
Piggyback on it to visualize the right path.
And that like it's another like what do you call it aspect for players to get good at. If you sort of get that flow, you can start with the core challenge or whatever you're supposed to do. Then you got to hit the photobombs too.
So is this the alien from Abyss?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right.
Great reference. Okay, now what we're doing next.
Corey, you're a big James Cameron fan.
Yeah,
so
a little too much.
Of course. Of course, you'll do the Abyss.
I see things through that lens always.
Bam.
So photobombs,
Here we go.
I think, are really awesome, and it's an example of one of those things that comes through the process of iteration in making games. Like we, our first take on Screwball challenges did not have photobombs, and the team, when the team was working on it. We were all like, hey, what can we do to make this feel different, feel cooler, really take advantage of what Spider-Man does well, and give the player an additional challenge. And even on the tight schedule that we had, to create these things, Charlie is sitting over there right now, probably, saying, tight schedule, that doesn't even begin to,
It's the understatement of the year.
Yeah. But what it did is it resulted in an experience for the player that feels different, is unique to that character, and really ties into something that works for Spider-Man's universe. So, yeah, you're doing good at the photobombs.
Do it.
Oh, you almost got it.
You could do better, but I had that moment in there where I just lost it, so it's fine.
Still pretty good.
Yeah.
So we have I probably won't get there because we only have a few minutes left. But like, there's a gadget challenge where you got to mix up two gadgets, use them together. So that was another fun, like, sort of step above just fighting some dudes or whatever, because you sort of start to see different strategic ways. And what's funny is I've been playing one of them, and it starts to change the way I play in general. I'm like, you know what? I can see how these two gadgets pair together now. I'm going to do that.
Yeah.
In real combat. So that's cool.
Black cat brings bad luck. That's a little on the nose, Pete.
Yeah, Black Cat is kind of bad luck. That's her thing.
Yeah. So that's actually something we talked about with Bill and the team at Marvel. Is how do we want to really double down on the idea that she brings bad luck. I know that in the comics, sometimes they really kind of go at that storyline with her powers, but we wanted to keep it a little bit more grounded, and kind of leave it up to your interpretation whether or not she's bringing bad luck wherever she goes.
Well, you survive at least, assuming it's Ryan playing and not me. So the luck is not that bad, but yeah, I see what you're saying.
Things tend to go wrong in Peter Parker's world.
Looks like the security guard was hurt. Maybe the EMT can tell me what happened.
This whole arc is lit at nighttime too, which is fun because we get to tour around the city at night.
I heard someone stole a rare book or something.
Is the guard gonna be okay?
Pretty bad case of photokeratitis.
Photo what?
Photokeratitis.
A flash burn of the corneas. Ooh.
Didn't you know?
Oh, so we got flashbanged?
Yeah. There you go.
Ugh.
I've gotta find her.
That's no joke.
All right. Not the best searcher. Oh, there we go. Here's some searching I can do. I'll search you.
Antique book.
Books.
Looks like it's volume
John, why are books in the video game?
Well,
This is not appropriate. Alright.
this is a rare book that was stolen from a pawn shop that is owned by one of the Mafia families. So if you're keeping up with what's been happening, you saw in the previous mission that Felicia stole a flash drive that was hidden inside of a art piece, a statue. Remember, she broke open that statue when she was on top of Peter. Here, she's apparently hit a pawn shop, and now we're gonna track her location, find out where she went, and what she did with apparently the second volume of this 2-volume book set.
So I'm matching the absorption spectrum for the flashbang, right?
Yeah. So now you're trying to figure out. Yeah,
oh, that's flashbang residue.
Yeah,
that's flashbang residue.
I thought that's the thing Brian was upset about. Here, look down at it.
All right, there we go. That's where she went.
Having a hard time focusing. I can't be.
That's
Yeah,
where
see,
somebody
maybe,
got blasted.
I can be, but
Ooh,
I need to
you guys see a little
what to do. But how am I gonna
Oh yeah, look at the claw marks on the wall.
Oh, nice
Then
detail.
here, so this is how she gets. She's got grappling hooks and she's got claws that you'll see later in some.
She's quite nimble.
It's not definite. Why am I even telling her?
Oh.
Like, it could be
It's a
nothing.
nice moment for Peter to have some soul searching.
Oh yeah, he's trying to figure out right now, should he tell MJ about Black Cat and what's been happening? Should he not tell MJ? Like, it's a touchy subject.
It is very touchy.
It's gonna be awkward.
It's gonna be awkward.
There's like no right way to handle it.
Who's this
Looks
guy?
like a member of the Machio crime family.
It's a member of the Machio crime family.
The Magia.
And here comes
And these
Here
guys
are his
think
buddies.
that Spider-Man just knocked out his buddy, but what really happened is that Black Cat came through here just a couple minutes ago, and she's the one that took him out. And of course, brought some bad luck with her, and now you have to deal with his angry brothers.
Man, I'd love to see a comic that's from the perspective of one of these goons. When it's like, their Dawn tells them, hey listen, Spider-Man did something that pissed me off. I need you and maybe 3 or 4 of your friends to go fight him. You're like, ah, shit.
Yeah.
Ah!
But they put up a pretty good fight, you know? I mean, I'd say they're pretty loyal thugs. They must get paid pretty well by the Dawn.
You do anything for family.
Yeah, that's true. Or maybe they're just terrified. Maybe there's like an enforcer like Joe Pesci, and they're just like, oh, I better do whatever he says. At least Spider-Man won't shoot me in the feet, you know? What time of the year did the main game take place? They're asking if it was like November.
So if you remember in the main game, there was a Halloween party at
Right.
ESU.
Mm-hmm.
So it takes place late October, early November.
Mm-hmm.
And then for this DLC, I think we've said we flash forward a little bit into
I'll let you
spring.
know what I find.
You get it? Yeah.
Oh, look at that!
And I had one of those as a kid. Not a USB shaped one.
Yeah.
I had a secret.
You had a secret book?
Yeah.
What did you keep in there? All your Matchbox cars?
Secret notes, I think.
The $2
Oh, yeah.
that you got from your grandma when you lost a tooth?
I think I actually got the book from my grandma. She's like, this is
Really?
cool. But yeah.
That's
I didn't make it myself. That would be hardcore.
I remember when I first found out about the concept of secret notes. I'd make all them and hide them in books in the bookshelf, and there was like a brick wall with a loose brick, and I put a little note in there.
Nice.
And I just sat and waited, and nobody knew it was there because it was secret, and nobody read it, and I was like, well, that's no fun.
Yeah.
And I wanted somebody to discover it and like come talk to me, and I was like, well, I'm an only child, and my parents don't really care that there's some secret note in the bookshelf, and they have no idea it exists. And I was like, oh, wait a
I
second.
made so many fake treasure maps as a
Yeah,
kid.
exactly.
Get on that one. But yeah, someday Nick Cage will come find that for you. And
Yeah, maybe so. Well, now some cat lady lives in the house I grew up in, so she might have found them.
You'll see it posted on the internet.
Yeah.
Look what I just found. Wow, that's some serious electric websites.
I know, that was beautiful. Like, you got them all.
I should get a trophy for something like that. I don't know if we have that one. No, I shouldn't have bailed. This DLC is pretty challenging. So we figure, you know, a lot of people have played through, you know, probably most or all of the main game. There should be a spoiler warning when you start it too from the menu. So we made it pretty challenging. Hopefully people are digging that.
Yes, it is quite challenging.
Can I throw him? Nope, not yet.
He's too big.
You can throw him later.
Can you throw a regular guy?
Yeah.
That's still pretty good to be able to web the big guy down to the ground.
We're gonna pound your face in.
Oops. That's all. Nope.
I'll
Stop
get you
doing that.
Nice. Boom, boom.
Done.
The book.
So that's what Felicia stole, and she left the book behind, but not.
We could have done a mist crossover right there, where like he opens it and some guy's yelling at him like, "Hey, hey, hey, what?" And he goes in the mist world.
Oh, you just leveled up. Nice.
Was there a store back there called Hollis Underwear?
I don't know if it was underwear, but it's Hollis.
It's Grant Hollis, right?
Rather. Yep.
Grant's one of our art directors.
Just one more and Hammerhead has the
Oh, footwear.
Footwear.
Oh, that would be funny if it was
Usually
underwear.
I'm just call it straight up underwear store.
Yeah. Come here for all your underwear needs. That's all we do. You want outerwear? Sorry, just underwear.
A little, maybe a big thing.
Oh, so this is where Peter's struggling to talk to MJ.
The reason
About what
Felicia's
might
working for
be
Hammerhead
happening.
is because he took her son.
Oh yeah.
I love her reaction.
Well, certainly sounds like something Hammerhead would do.
There's this other thing. You know that she and I dated for a while.
Yeah, so.
Yeah. So.
Oh.
I don't know for sure, but it's possible.
Ew. Ugh. I need to hang up now.
We should have had like her avatar change at that moment to a disgusted face.
Angry eyes.
I wanted to. I wasn't in the VO booth when Laura came in to record that. I wanted to be there
I
to
think I'll
kind
go
of see
on
how she
patrol
would
for a while.
react
In
to
my
that.
head.
Yeah, that's basically like the worst news I could get from somebody if I'm interested in them, and then they're like, "Yeah, I don't know, but I might have a kid with someone else. I'm looking into it." Well, first off, just in Spider-Man universe, but also in Marvel's Spider-Man universe, the game, do superpowers get passed on in your genes from having kids? Or is it only from like something toxic happened to you, or you got bit by something?
That's
or
a good question. I think Marvel in general has had a couple different takes on that. It would probably depend on the hard science of it all.
Okay.
Right?
We'd have to consult the experts at the laboratory.
Yep. I think Evan asked, "Hi Evan, how are you?" So is Turf Wars still being worked on in terms of writing the story? We're actually in the last stretch for Turf Wars, and we know what the story is. We're just kind of executing it right now. So, yes, we are still working on it, but we're not gonna like go off and. I usually like to think of things when I'm in the shower in the morning. I'm not going to think of like, oh yeah, we could totally do this one thing. Because if I came into the office and said that, people would be like, no, John, you can't do that.
Well, this morning
John,
I was
put
like,
the
hey, we
pencil
should
down.
totally do these 10 things.
Yeah,
And you were like,
yeah.
oh, all right.
Well, I'm ready to do that. I just know that, something that I don't think a lot of people know is that we have, if we finish our stuff here in Burbank, California, there are people around the world that have to then localize it into their other languages. So I remember at one point I was like, okay, I want to change this one line or re-record a different line. You know, we can just have Yuri come in this afternoon or whatever. And then Joe, our localization producer, was like, yeah, but I don't think the French Spider-Man is going to be available for blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I didn't even think about the French Spider-Man. Why is the French Spider-Man, you know? But it's important because...
it's like the line heard around the world.
Spider-Man.
Yeah. So we got to make sure the French Spider-Man, the Brazilian Spider-Man, all the Spider-Men around the world are available to record lines. So this game can be enjoyed worldwide.
That'd be cool to be like the Brazilian Spider-Man and you're some big shot and you're like in the middle of a vacation and then they like have a helicopter fly in to whatever beach you're on to like escort you to the recording booth for like emergency VO.
Yeah. Somebody just asked, will Peter ever train Miles? So there are some conversations between Peter and Miles in this.
Yeah, we just had one play 1 minute ago.
Yeah, in this first DLC. So yeah, there's definitely the beginning of that. And you know, it's a really fun dynamic to play with those two characters.
Well,
spoilers for the main game if you didn't see the end credits sequence.
If you didn't, what are you doing, guys? It's Wednesday. Just drop everything. Don't go to work. Don't go to school. Just play the game until you beat it, so that you can enjoy all the DLC. I mean, you can enjoy the DLC without beating the whole game, but might as well get all the story that there is. Anyway, we're out of time.
Nice.
I don't know what happened to Brian. Hopefully he's not missing or anything. Like, we go check in the kitchen if he's on the milk cartons there.
Yeah.
But John, thanks for joining. Ryan, thanks for joining.
No problem.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, it was a blast. So Thursday, we're going to have another stream with Tim in North Carolina at 11 Pacific. And then Friday, we'll be back at 2 playing Red Dead.
Oh!
This little indie cowboy game I heard of that should be pretty cool.
That's going to take up all your time for the next several months.
That one will be a blast. So stay tuned for that. As always, thanks for watching, guys. And make sure to follow us on our Discord. And all the links are like on the stripe on the bottom there. Something like that way. All right. That's all. See you next time.
Bye, guys.
Thanks, everybody.